Bam. All right. Let's talk about Unreal Engine 6.
Yeah. This, and I didn't do any research. I am going to really
I have
quickly.
a little bit of understanding of what's happening.
I want to know the timeline of these.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I see. That's the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
When Unreal Engine 5 happened.
2022 is when it like first like started making like official rounds.
Okay.
So here's the full timeline. 98 Unreal 1. 2001 Unreal 2. So there's a 3-year gap there.
Okay, yeah.
Unreal 3 was 06, 5-year gap. Unreal 4 was 2014. That is an 8-year gap. Then Unreal 5 was 2022, which is another 8-year gap. And now that we have this kind of announcement for Unreal 6, that like, you know, it doesn't. They didn't say a specific like date. I think right that Rocket League was being formally morphed into 6 or whatever.
For some reason, I'd have to look it up again. I thought I saw in 2 years. That's what I thought I saw. And that was something that if I really did see that, and I'm just not making it up, was like something that was like kind of hidden in the back because it's kind of a lackluster announcement to make. Be like, Unreal Engine 6 for Rocket League, but you got to wait 2 years.
To quote Mr. Tim Sweeney himself, who will never stop yapping, on a podcast in 2025, he said that the first preview builds would be available in like 2 or 3 years. So I can see that, we are thinking 2027, 2028 for like I would say like the first Unreal 6 games, really probably Epic first, right? There's going to be Epic, like Rocket, and then probably the Fortnite and whatever. Just for the nature of like it being their technology.
Yeah. Some stuff that I had heard or read about it, which I could see pointing towards it coming out a little bit sooner, is that it wasn't like a big iteration on 5. But what it does do is it combines Unreal Engine 5 with the Fortnite Unreal Engine editor, the UEFN, Unreal Engine Fortnite, whatever. It combines those into one thing.
Okay.
And it's supposed to make it easier for basically people to make games in Fortnite or their own standalone thing, or both.
Yeah, I think that could make a lot of sense, especially with like how much, you know, Epic kind of revolves around Fortnite. And trying, and like a lot of the issues from my understanding with UE5 come down to it's not as easy to work with and it's not as stable. I think that's like a big thing that you see everywhere, is that like just it is not a stable system. Even things that like have the time and money still will stutter at like weird things. Like it's just like not the most, like it feels like, from my understanding, it's not as strong as people would like expect from an engine that can look as good as it does and whatnot. And so like for me, like the hope and the dream is that at least like Unreal Engine 6, even if it's a quicker turnaround, even if it's, you know, 5 to 6 years after UE5 came out, like we just take a lot of the technology we have here, like the Lumen ray tracing and like all the shadow maps and like all this stuff, and we clean it up. We just make it more efficient, easier to work with, like, because to me it felt quick. This felt quick, but of course, you know, time is an illusion.
I agree. Yeah. I also agree. I was like, wow, this was really quick. Unreal Engine 5 still seems so fresh and so new. But
It's
yeah,
funny that but I didn't know until now. Rocket League has still been running on Unreal 3.
yes, yep, and that's like that was part of the big news in the Rocket League scene is ecstatic over this announcement because yeah, they've been running on Unreal Engine 3, which is what, like 20 years old.
Yeah,
a 20-year-old. It was an old engine.
06.
I'm pretty sure it was an old engine when they started making, like when Rocket League like launched. It wasn't even like the newest Unreal Engine. But yeah, it's like this 20-year-old engine. They're thrilled. They all expected. Like I watched some reactions and just like was looking stuff up, and they were all, they knew an announcement was coming, and they were like, here it is. This is going to be it. It's going to be Unreal Engine 5, the Unreal Engine 5 Rocket League announcement. We're changing Unreal Engine 5. And then like you see the graphics and whatever, and everyone's like, yeah, Unreal Engine 5, this is it. Finally, whatever. And then it's like the Unreal Engine 6 logo, and they're like, what? Oh my God, 6? And so like they're all ecstatic about that. And I am too for Rocket League. It does seem like that could add some extra oomph into the scene, get more new people. But I've seen other like people who at least say they're game devs talk about this and be like, we're not even, kind of like what you were touching on a little bit, we're not even stabilized with Unreal Engine 5. They were like, Unreal Engine 5 still feels like a beta. How are we already talking about 6?
Yeah, and so like here are the two thoughts. Here are my two thoughts about it. One is that they were like, it's too complicated to actually fix this in a way, like, so it was easier to go from the ground up, basically, to get to 6. 2 is, corporate greed. We talk a lot about how, despite Fortnite, Epic likes to yap and lay people off. Like, they just like aren't as profitable as they want to be.
Yeah.
And switching to 6 is like, hey, you know what? Like, it's just another way to monetize, like another way to make something, and to like be like, hey, like you might have bought like a UE5 license or whatever. But now here's this better thing that will work better. Let's charge you for this UE6 license. Kind of nonsense.
One thing also with this screen that I've got up here that I didn't think about before. Hogwarts. No. That's Disney.
Oh, I'm blind. Yeah, the Disney thing.
Yeah,
all castles all look alike. I'm Castleist.
Castleist. Yeah, we see Fortnite, and then the Disney thing, which is supposed to be in Fortnite. And then we have Rocket League, which I had heard rumors was being put into Fortnite. And then we have the Fortnite creative stuff. And then the Lego stuff, which is in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So, like, I think they're just making everything for, like, the Epic launcher is just going to be Fortnite.
Yeah, you jump into Fortnite, and then you can pick what game you want to play within it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, are they just trying to finish the dream of like Meta's fucking metaverse or whatever, and they just like able, like,
yes,
they're like, hey, this 100%. Is what we got. Like, you know what? Roblox might still make more money than us or whatever, and pollute your kids' brains, but like, we're gonna make it look better.
I mean, look at the top left of the screen. Verse : //rocketleague.com. It's 100% metaverse stuff. Like, this is the Rocket League verse. Yeah, it's very, very much that. Why can't we just do things normal?
Yeah.
Why can't we just? Why does it all have to be Fortnite?
I guess like I don't know. Epic is making this like concept of putting all their eggs in a basket, which many people would tell you not to do. But in their mind, if they make Fortnite like indispensable, if they make Fortnite is making billions of dollars or whatever silly amount of money, I understand where it makes sense of being like, you want for like people to like who you know are gonna go and hit the Fortnite button to see everything else that you're making, right? That you're like spending that like that is feels like marketing 101. Like you are like you open up Fortnite and you're like, oh my god, Rocket League or the Disney thing. Like you are seeing that, and it's like that brand homogenization also. Like I get it. I don't particularly like it. It doesn't fill me with creative joy in any sense of the word. But it's got to be a verse. Everything has to be a multiverse.
Yeah.
We haven't learned any lessons in the past 10 years.
One thing, it's much. I mean, it's also like an enormous company, but it's like this is to like a little bit smaller scale of what this is looking like it is. But League of Legends, if you want to play TFT, you got to boot into League of Legends.
Yeah.
I think if you use the Riot launcher, you can use that to boot directly into the TFT screen of League of Legends, but it's still opening League of Legends.
Yeah, and like even like that, like last time I checked, the Riot launcher also was like where you could play all the other like League adjacent games, like Ruin King and I don't remember any other ones.
And then Valorant,
yep. And the same way with Battle.net now. Like I think it's so funny opening Battle.net and just seeing a little tab that's like Crash Bandicoot 4. And I'm like, or like Call of Duty, and I'm like, yeah, they're all here. They are constantly screaming at you, being like, look at what else you could be playing.
Yeah.
Look at what other big things we have.
I guess that's the thing, right? Is it's just like all these platforms just want their own launcher to just like keep you within it.
Yeah.
It's just that closed garden sort of feel.
What's weird about it with Unreal, I mean with Epic, it's just the fact that it's like a launcher within a launcher still. Like
yeah,
like
exactly.
Epic has their like, we're gonna try to compete with Steam, which, you know, is like a vaguely noble cause in if it didn't come down to them just really wanting money.
Yeah,
like the idea, like competition is just like, I'm being the most capitalist I've ever been. When Gabe Newell dies, Steam will probably be evil. Like eventually will be evil, and then it's gonna really suck that there's no competition.
Yeah.
But Epic themselves doing this to try to get some sort of market share on the PC, but then also forcing you into the little Fortnite sub launcher is maybe too fucking much.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, launch into a launcher just to launch another launcher. Just to play your meme slop game.
Yeah, and then, like, to be fair, like, I mean, this is you know, PC gamer me complaining always about this shit. Like, when I go on Steam, when I pick any game made by Paradox or any game made by even Larian, you know, when I open up Baldur's Gate 3, it opens up a Larian launcher, where it's like, and it goes like, hey, look at the fact that you could be also playing Divinity. Or with Paradox, it's like the 15,000 different 4X games. Like, it's like you could be playing Europa 5 or Solaris or Crusader Kings, or like, it's just like they're screaming at you to play their fucking game.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunate that's just the reality we live in. But we're gonna live soon in a reality with Unreal 6.
Yeah, and like, you know, at the end of it, like you said at the top, like hopefully it's just stable. If they just stabilize it, I think.
Yeah.
I think that'll be great. I think that'll be great.
I mean, like, Unreal 5, even being unstable, to give Epic credit and Unreal Engine credit, still is the backbone to like the Game of the Year last year and plenty of other Game of the Years, like Clair Obscure's UE5. And these are like because I can't even remember top of my head right now because it's broken. And Unreal, I'll always remember because of Unreal Tournament. The other Unity is on a downward kind of spiral-ish too lately. And a lot of game developers, because actually I'm going to get into the weeds because I just thought about this whole train of thought. Because of
how did the train get into the weeds?
How did that, dude? We're off the fucking rails. We understand that layoffs are a big thing that are happening all the fucking time.
All the time.
And with every layoff comes plenty of developers who are trained in a certain sort of game engine and a coding that are leaving the industry.
Yes.
That they are going to some other fucking more stable industry. Not that there's many of those right now, but that's what they're doing. You see developers like CD Projekt Red saying The Witcher remake and Witcher 4 and even Cyberpunk 2 aren't going to be using their in-universe like Red Engine or whatever the heck it's called. They're going to Unreal. I think that, again, we talk about like homogenizing and monopolizing is pretty bad, but that's very important when you're trying to hire people.
Yeah.
You are CD Projekt Red. You don't have to train someone how to make something in Red or Frostbite or some more Reach for the Moon engine. If you're Capcom, that's less onboarding.
This is you're putting so much perspective on this. Halo falls into this perfectly, I think. Also, Halo had its own custom engine, and then they were like, we're focusing on Unreal Engine 5 now, and it just makes so much sense because now it's just like, well, we had our custom engine, but we have so much turnover and layoffs here at Microsoft. We don't have to hire somebody to learn our engine. We just hire people who already know Unreal.
Yeah, and that's. It's depressing, one, because layoff sucks and turnover sucks. It's also depressing because a lot of these specialized engines have really unique, really fantastic bases to them that that aren't really taken from in the same way that Unreal or Unity have. Again, we've been yapping about Reach for the Moon engine, RE engine, because I think that engine is fantastic. Not a single Capcom game has looked that bad. I know the Monster Hunter community is a little bit more iffy because this is more of a cinematic engine than it is working for something like Resident Evil. Than Monster Hunter. So there are moments where one size doesn't fit all, but it is unfortunate that these specialized engines will be less utilized. We're gonna get into more of a kind of homogenous feel towards your video game. Not that Rocket League and Clair Obscure or Witcher or Avowed, not that all these games look alike. It's just there will be that same kind of feeling, and they'll have the similar issues. They'll have similar strengths. I don't know, a little bit of a death of a creative feeling.
Yeah.
In the same way that I'm mad that Konami didn't make games for 10 years because the Fox engine was one of the greatest things to ever exist. We're just going to have Unreal games.
Yeah.
Unity games. Maybe.
Yeah.
What game engines are there?
One thing that I can think of that is maybe positive about this is for the young kids out there making games and maps in Fortnite is just having a easier way for them to have it not be in Fortnite, because I know for me at least, if I'm young and I'm making something, it feels really cool to get outside of the game that I'm making the game in, because then it feels more like I made a game and I could sell this, or like anyone can play this. Like I can give this to people. Like so.
Yeah, no, I think it's a perfectly great like perspective, and like the best part of this, as like we focus more on one or two of these systems, is that like a lot of people who made custom maps, custom things in Fortnite, in the same way that like people who worked on Doom mods like were able to get jobs like early on, and even like a lot of these like kind of bigger things, a lot of like the modding scene on system like on games and like creative maps, I'm trying to put to better like everything you just said. Like these are like entry points that work really well.
Yeah.
And they're not as like obtuse as like going from Dreams to like try to make a popular game.
Right.
Or it's not as crazy as like Roblox to there's plenty of these stories where it does happen. But it's more common and more it's easier.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It happens already, but this kind of helps it become more accessible or like more streamlined for some people to see. Yeah.
You think it's weird that two of the biggest engines both have a U? They both start with a U.
Interesting. And they're both 6.
Now, 2024 it was 6.
Yeah. Godot's got to catch up. I think Godot's on like
RPG Maker's at like XQWRCD.
Whatever.